Hey, good evening. It's Tuesday, October 3rd. Welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. Again, it's always such an honor to be able to talk with you each day. We've got Q&A Friday coming up this Friday. If you have any questions, send them in. And always excited to get those, and your questions are always great. So again, I look forward to getting your questions. We're going to finish up Psalm 65 tonight. And it's on a note of joy and happiness, because David is referencing how God cares for his people. Now, he's doing it in a specific way. He's referencing the crop cycle in Israel. So in this section, he's talking about the fall rains that come and bring the harvest to fulfillment. In Israel, there was two rainy seasons. In the spring, there was the spring rains. The latter rains are in the fall. Each were essential for people to have food and to grow and to be encouraged, to be nourished by the hand of God. So that's what he's referring to here in verses 9 through 13. We talked about in the first section how God is the one who answers prayer. Then the next section, 5 through 8, he talks specifically about the God who does faithfully answer the prayers, and he underscores that. Now, in this last section, what we're looking at tonight, 9 through 13, he's talking about the provision of God, and specifically in this agricultural cycle that I just mentioned. So that's what he's talking about. This is specifically to Israel and reminding them of his covenant faithfulness. You take care of the earth and water it, and making it rich and fertile. And you see the thumbnail tonight. You see the water coming down, the rain drenching the crops and providing the climate for them to grow, the water for them to grow, for God to keep his faithfulness. Remember, God has said that seed time and harvest will continue as long as the earth endures. People may scare us and say it's all going to end and things are going to get strange. God is going to be faithful here. And David is rejoicing in that right now. So he says, the river of God has plenty of water. The river of God is a reference to not just watering the land, but as Psalm 46 says, there's a river of God whose streams make glad the people of God. So there's rich meaning here. The river of God has plenty of water, provides beautiful harvest of grain, for you have ordered it so. You drench the plowed ground with rain, melting the clods and leveling the ridges. You soften the earth with showers and bless it with abundant crops. You crown the year with a bountiful harvest. So we talk about this, the end of the year when the harvest comes to fruition. Even the hard pathways overflow with abundance. The grasslands of wilderness become a lush pasture, and the hillsides of the bottom of the hillsides blossom with joy. The meadows are clothed with flocks of sheep, and the valleys are carpeted with grain. They all shout and sing for joy. Sometimes we have this false picture that Israel is only desert. And that was true for the southern portion. But the northern portion of the land, Sea of Galilee, you have these rich green pastures come about from these rains that David is referencing here. And we see the abundant provision of God. So David is rejoicing in this psalm about the great care of God for his people. And he's doing it through the regular bringing of the rains at the appointed time to make the harvest in the seed time and care for the people. So we see that joy. God is also being faithful to you and me in the same way. He's giving us, hey, Echo, hey, girl, hey. God is being faithful to us in the same way. He's caring for us. He's meeting the needs that we have. And he's faithful to do that. It may not always be in the way that we think is perfect, but will always be in the way that God is going to provide for us. Remember, this is the same David that said, the Lord is our shepherd. We have all that we need. And this is an example of it. And there's joy here in the provision of God, gratitude in the provision of God. The grasslands of the wilderness become a lush pasture. And again, you see the grain on the screen right now, ready for harvest. It's the rich provision of God. He gives that to us. To you and to me, He's faithful to do that. The meadows are clothed with flocks of sheep, and the valleys are carpeted with grain, and they all shout and sing for joy. What a fitting tribute to the wonder of God. The Lord's Prayer, He gives us our daily bread. He's committed to that. And we might look around and try to find examples. Well, that's not happening. I'm hungry. This person is starving. God is committed to the care of His people. And He does that. And He gave the life of His Son to guarantee that He would do that. And that's the lens that we've got to look at these things through. This psalm talks about shouting for joy at the good care and provision of God. That's where you and I need to be. Grateful that God is caring for us, watching over us, protecting us. This is the joy that we can have. God's provision is rich and full and faithful. And we can bank on that, even in the hard times, especially in the hard times. So that's Psalm 65. Read over that psalm. Again, give me some thoughts and feedback, because it's such a beautiful song where you see God working with His creation to provide for His people. And He's still doing that today. Again, look forward to hearing your thoughts, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. You have a great evening. Good night. Thank you for watching. May God richly bless you as you seek to live for His glory.